Our first video comes from a live streamer hosting a live stream in the middle of the woods. Everything seems normal until somebody comments that there's somebody watching him.
There's somebody watching you on the back. Where? Oh my god. Oh my god.
He quickly begins to run away and ends the live stream. I wasn't able to find any more information about this live streamer, but honestly I just hope he's okay. Next up, we have a video from YouTube titled My Sister EXT. The video begins with a woman with a very creepy face looking at the camera and smiling. Eventually she reveals that her face was actually a mask and takes it off. But the face underneath the mask is arguably even creepier. It's something straight out of the Uncanny Valley. The video then cuts to her eating a bunch of food, which is weird and unsettling. Finally, we see her stretching out her face, revealing that it too might be a mask. Honestly, I just don't know what to make of this one. Next up is one of my all-time favorite creepy internet videos, Obey the Walrus. The video features a terrifying figure that looks very malnourished, dancing to what I can only describe as demonic kids music. The way this person looks and the way they move is so unnatural that it almost doesn't seem real. Whoever made this video is truly a master of online horror and made one of the creepiest videos to ever grace the internet. Our first video is a piece of found footage that seems to come from a man lost inside the Paris Catacombs. The Paris Catacombs have over 170 miles of tunnels, meaning it's very easy to get lost and never be seen again. At first, the man seems to be pretty calm, showing some things he finds, like a room full of bones and a skull. Eventually, he seems to realize that he's in over his head and starts running through the tunnels and frantically looking for a way out. Eventually, he drops his camera and continues to run even deeper into the catacombs. It's not known who this guy is or if he made it out safely, but I hope he found a way out. The video camera was found by another explorer, and that's how we have this footage. Our next video shows a very creepy figure with what appears to be clay on its face. The figure seems to move in a very weird way and do some type of dance. Eventually, it starts to freak out and looks like it tries to pull the clay off of its face. The video was uploaded with the title Gateway to the Mind, and supposedly it's supposed to be some type of weird art project. And I'm more used to art like Starry Night or the Mona Lisa, but to each their own. The next video shows two guys who are hanging out in a park at night. Everything seems normal until they notice a man standing near them, and the camera pans over to a very weird figure that's hunched over and seems to be watching them. They begin to joke around and taunt the figure, which seems like it was a terrible idea because whatever it is, it starts following them. They get pretty scared, and eventually it starts running after them and they run away, which they should have done in the first place. Again, I wasn't able to find any more information about these guys, but I hope they're okay. Next up, we have this video of a girl playing with toys while a very creepy doll sits in a high chair behind her. The doll then knocks over a cup on its own, but the girl doesn't seem to be too concerned. It does seem like she knows something's up with the doll because she starts looking back and checking on it pretty often. The doll then raises its arm on its own, and when the girl sees this, she freaks out and runs out of the room. I do think there's a good chance this one could be fake because I have no idea what could have caused this to happen, but make sure to let me know what you guys think in the comments. Next up, we have an episode of a TV show called The Dating Game. The show is pretty much an 80s version of The Bachelor, and this episode seemed to be going pretty normal. This man with the long hair ended up winning the show and got a date with the woman. But she ended up canceling the date because after the show, the man was acting very creepy. Later that year, it was discovered that the man was actually a serial killer. He was arrested and sentenced to death for 5 murders that he had committed around the time of the show. When he appeared on the show, he had already committed 2 murders and would go on to commit 3 more. It's terrifying to think about what might have happened if this woman actually ended up going on a date with the guy. This is just another example of how good serial killers often are at hiding their dark nature. Also, I can't imagine what it must have been like for the other contestants on the show. Like, how weird do you have to be to lose a dating show to a convicted serial killer? Our next video, like many other creepy internet videos, comes from a trail cam. It shows a humanoid figure walking on all fours, and it honestly just moves very creepy. I don't think this thing could actually be a human because of just how bizarre it looks. But it also doesn't look like any type of animal I know of, so honestly I really don't have a good guess as to what this thing could be. Some people say it could be an alien or some other type of cryptid like the rake. And as with all internet videos, there is the possibility that this could be fake, but I don't know how someone could have done that. Your guess is as good as mine, so make sure to let me know what you think in the comments. Our next video is taken by a person who noticed a weird shadowy figure near their house. It looks like a pretty normal shadow until you realize that there's nobody there to be casting that shadow. It kinda looks like the Hat Man or other shadowy figures that a lot of people claim to see. But for me, the most likely explanation is that this is probably fake. It seems like something that would be pretty easy to do in Photoshop. Our next video comes from some explorers who seem to have found some type of monster in a cave. We can see that one of the men seems to be paralyzed from fear. The camera then moves to a deeper section of the cave where we can see some type of figure or some type of monster. We can't really tell what happens next. Honestly, this video could be faked with a mask pretty easily, but I still think it's a very creepy video. And finally, we have this video of a man being chased by an intruder in his house. The intruder's eyes are completely glazed over, and it looks like he's on some type of drug or possessed by a demon. Honestly, there's not too much to analyze here, I just thought it was kinda creepy. Our first video comes from a Ring doorbell camera and shows a creepy figure approaching a house. And as it gets closer to the house, we can tell that it's a clown with a terrifying smile. It appears to be looking into the house and trying to find a way to get in. But then the clown seems to see something that scares it and slowly backs away from the house. I don't know what the homeowner did when they saw this clip, but if it was me, I'm moving to an entirely different state. Next up, we have this video of some type of humanoid creature chasing a car. The fact that this thing keeps up with the car at such a high speed means that it probably isn't human. Eventually, it catches up to the car and we get a quick glimpse at its alien-like face. I have no idea what this thing is, and honestly, I don't really want to know. Next up, we have this video of a hand reaching through a mail slot and trying to unlock the door. A man quickly sees this and hits the hand with a baseball bat, causing the person to run away. The owner of the hand was never identified, but hopefully they didn't come back. What would you guys do if you were in this situation? Next up, we have this video of a mannequin looking underneath a bathroom stall. Well, I'm at least like 99% sure that's a mannequin. It does look pretty human. This honestly looks like it's just a harmless prank, but if this happened to me, I am assuming the worst. And I need to know, if this happened to you guys, are you wiping first, or are you just booking it out of there? I would probably have to go with the latter. Next up, we have this video of a man exploring his hotel room and finding a creepy trapdoor. He opens it up to find a passage that looks like it's been abandoned for some time. But luckily he decided to close it and not go inside. I'm just kidding, of course he went inside, because everyone in these videos is stupid. At first, it looks like your standard run-of-the-mill haunted passageway, but then something unexpected happens.
What the fish?
Next up, we have, well, whatever the hell this thing is. I guess like some type of spider, octopus, inbreed thing. And look, whenever I see a spider, I'm usually the type of guy to get a piece of newspaper and put it outside, but with this thing, I mean, there is no shot. I would burn my house down and leave the country of Australia, because let's be honest, that's the only place you'd find something like this. And finally, we have this video of a man swimming in some lake or some really deep body of water. I don't know, whatever it is, I'm staying the hell away from it. I love swimming in rivers and lakes and all that good stuff, but come on. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe. I'm gonna be posting a new video like this every week. First up, we have Daisy Arrives, a video that stars something that looks like a dead body. It's the first in a series of videos that shows a killer playing with a dead body wrapped in a trash bag. The video contains lots of cryptic messages, but the creepiest part is that there's really no way for us to tell whether or not this is real. It feels like a typical fake internet horror video, but I do think there are people out there crazy enough to do this with an actual dead body. More likely than not, this is fake, but there's no way to know for sure. Next up, we have Little Baby's Ice Cream, a video of a creepy man covered in ice cream.
There's good reason for my glistening skin. and how I shine, and how my pores are so clean and clear.
Believe it or not, this is actually a commercial for an ice cream brand. I'm not sure how this is supposed to make you want to buy ice cream, but it's safe to say I'm not gonna be buying any anytime soon.
Nope.
Next up, we have There Is Nothing, a video of a creepy woman sitting in a room that's on fire. As the camera zooms out, we can hear her say something in reverse before falling into her plate.
Там red.
Then the video plays in reverse so we can hear that she said there is nothing.
There is nothing.
I love this video because it's a good example of how you don't need fancy cameras or recording equipment to create something truly creepy. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and make sure to subscribe for more.